don't look too good outside either. God, I love having a shop. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm gonna be doing a detail on this Audi. You guys are probably wondering, why am I detailing at 10 o'clock at night? Well, first of all, it's peaceful. You don't have anybody interrupting, calling. Secondly, when you're a one-man army doing this full time, sometimes things don't go your way and you have to finish it by the next day or whatnot. Got to finish this one by tomorrow morning. My shop's a mess. Didn't have time to clean up, but it gets like that. I'm gonna start hiring people next year. I'm gonna see how this winter goes. I have a mess on the floor, on the walls. Got some of customers' trash I need to take out, but you know, that's what happens when you're a real detailer. So obviously it's getting a thorough, deep interior clean. We're gonna do the headliner, the trunk. I always include the trunk with all my interior details. Everything else, headliner, I charge extra. Usually that's an upcharge. Pet hair's an upcharge, mold jobs, hazard, etc., etc. Customers want me to pull out the seats and carpets, you know, that's also an extra charge. But with today's tools, you don't need to. Everything's accessible underneath. I have a video about that. Exterior is gonna get decon, clay, hand wash, and a good seal. Their main focus is interior though, so we're definitely gonna get these rims right. Look at that. And like with everything else, we're gonna start off with a blowout using the KTX Air tool from Nighthawk. I'm not gonna show the whole process. I'm just gonna show the gist of it. But man, I love these quick connects. It's leaking a little bit. I probably need a new one, but Harbor Freight pops out like that. I'm gonna answer a few common questions I get asked. Like, for instance, what do I do about people leaving, you know, a bunch of stuff in their car? Like, you know, there's paint cans, a hoodie, a bunch of papers and stuff. This ain't that much, so I'm not gonna charge anything. If it was like a van full of just absolute crap, probably won't do it. I'll tell them to get it out, or I'll charge extra. You find a lot of wild stuff sometimes around here. Ask any detailer. They'll tell you some crazy stories. So another common question I get asked is, why are detailers blowing everything all over the place? It's not really doing anything. Well, it is doing something. So originally, you're supposed to vacuum the bigger chunks, right? There's not that many here. And then detailers go behind with an air tool to loosen up the smaller stuff in all the cracks and crevices. That way it's a lot easier for a detailer to pick it up with a vacuum. For instance, pet hair, right? Embedded pet hair, it's a pain. Still gonna make your job a lot more time efficient. My tactic is usually to blow everything out of the seats and blow everything to the front, and the rest I'll pick it up with a vacuum. I'm not going to get into too much details. I'm going to go ahead and start detailing. Unfortunately, filming content is so time consuming. And if you have any other questions, just comment. I'll respond. People always ask what chemicals I use. Here they are. Some good old engine bay cleaning. So there's a big debate about how to clean engine bays, whether to use a pressure washer or is there any other different methods. I personally don't think there's an issue using a pressure washer, but I don't. The reason is because I've encountered with some customers that have an issue with that. There's a safe way to do it with a pressure washer, you know, if you're not an idiot. But just because my customers don't like it, I don't do it. So what I use is Tornador with a canister. That way I can pinpoint, you know, specific areas. Ratchet strap from Nighthawk brand in certain tight corners and areas. Something like a wheel brush, regular brush, and a soft bristle brush like this. Now, as far as edges like these or on the hood, I will use a pressure washer. Shouldn't be an issue at all. The only thing is you'll have to watch out for this fabric piece because a lot of them sag if you use too much pressure. And then you can use either a foam cannon or a foamer or even a spray bottle. Use common sense. Be careful with electricals. When using a foamer or a bottle or whatever, I would aim probably at the plastics, and then everything else I would just use a wet brush or whatever and start working with that. I'm gonna use a bottle for this video. This is pressurized, so it has pressure. Still be careful, but I still like using this because it's much more narrow than a pressure washer, a lot less pressure, and you can pinpoint things. Now that it's clean, you have two options. Either close the hood, let it dry while you're doing the exterior. And this is why I always do the engine base first. Or you can get it like a leaf blower or something and then blow it dry. I just pick it up with the towel and then I dress it. Earlier, you know, I did this and showed the dirt. I did that to kind of show how dirty the wheel is. But no hate. My biggest pet peeve is when somebody's showcasing a chemical, they'll do this, right? If it comes off with just your finger, it's not really testing the chemical. That's just my thoughts on it. So there's a massive debate online whether to do the wheels first or last. Technically, if you're cleaning the car right, it really doesn't matter as long as you're using a different set of tools. But out of habit, I still do the wheels first. I'm not going to bore you too much. I'm going to get on with the exterior detail. Here's a little secret. I've been preaching this for years. If you're a mobile detailer especially, to help with your water spots, just add a capful of rinseless with your soap. Again, with your soap, not just rinseless. It'll help soften the water spots, give you some more work time. It's already morning. Brought the car back to the client. If you guys could help me out, please like, share, subscribe, especially subscribe. You know, that'll help me out a lot. This is like my first official long form content. So until next time.